I think that we are sort of living in the one I would call a global AI race. So there are lots of countries who already have a national AI strategy because they're really investing in AI because they understood how important is AI today for the development of the society of the future. But we can say that among all these countries, there are three main global leaders. There is the United States, there is China, and there is Europe. And Europe at the moment is not really leading, it's kind of lagging, or is, we could say that is a follower, sometimes a fast follower, sometimes a slower follower, but we're really following. So we have a very good strategy in AI in Europe because we want to develop on one side the ecosystem of trust to make sure that AI developed in Europe is trustworthy, is safe, and is secure. And then we want to build the ecosystem of excellence. So we want to promote innovation in Europe. And for these things, we are really lagging because we invested a lot, but we haven't invested enough, I think. Not yet, at least. So what can we do? We can still play a global leading role, I would say, in AI. But first of all, we need to start acting as a leader. So we need really a leading mindset. And this is the first thing. Start thinking like a leader. And then we need to understand what was not working, because we did lots of things, several very good initiatives, but very fragmented, with probably not too much coordination and sort of limited resources. Now the Commission just presented a new plan, the innovation package, where you have the concept of building AI factories, and they are setting up an AI office. So a body that will coordinate several initiatives like the AI factories and other initiatives in AI in Europe. I think this is going into the right direction, but if I think about the resources that they put on the table, for instance, they said that for the AI factory there will be 4 billion. I think that this is a lot of money, but it's not enough, because if we think, for instance, about the States, only Amazon, they invested only in Anthropic, a startup which is building a large language model, Claude. They invested the same amount of money. So I mean, in Europe, we have 4 billion for the entire Europe, fragmented, distributed among all the member states. And in the States, this amount of money just focus on one initiative. So we really need to make sure that the initiatives that we want to build to become a leading player in AI have enough resources. Then probably these resources should be more concentrated. So fragmenting is good because it's taking AI and initiatives in the territory, but we need to have a stronger coordination, and also to make sure that we need maybe very ambitious, few, maybe starting with one big initiative, and that I think that it's also very important. And then I think that today we also need to, to stop competing, because we have all the member states that are sort of competing against each other, I think. We need to really work more together, and we also need to do something that in Europe we're not so good in doing, so bridging the gap between researcher and industry, because we have excellence in research in Europe, but we are not so good in bringing the results of the research into industry, into the society. So bridging this gap is also something that we need to do. So I really think that a big, ambitious, open plan that it's able to build a partnership between the private part and the public part, and it's really able to do it, for the whole of Europe with all the member states, and also maybe more open, also internationally. It's really something that we can do, and we have to do it today if we want to be able to lead in AI globally.